Welcome to Breakthrough Mode, the podcast where we intentionally get into the driver's seat of our lives, shift out of monotony and mediocrity, and step on the gas towards becoming the person we were always meant to become. Hello and welcome to Monday Morning with Megan on the Breakthrough Mode podcast. I am your host, Megan Bauer. This is episode 283. Thank you so much for joining me and pushing play on today's episode. Today, I am going to start us off with a quote that will so powerfully set the stage for this week's theme. Oprah Winfrey said, "Every time you suppress some part of yourself or allow others to play you small, you are, in essence, ignoring the owner's manual your creator gave you and destroying your design." The reason that this is such a powerful quote is because we tend to ignore ourselves, suppress our emotions, play down our desires, play down who we are, play down who we're called to be, dim our light so that we don't rock the boat, so that we can keep the peace, so that we don't intimidate others or ruffle feathers or whatever. We tend to ignore ourselves for a myriad of reasons. And there is a benefit to it in the short term, but in the long run, there is a huge cost. This week, we are focused on exploring the costs of ignoring yourself, ignoring your feelings, ignoring your desires, your needs, ignoring the call on your heart to do whatever it is you feel called to do, ignoring who it is you are meant to be in this world and how you are meant to show up. We ignore ourselves in little ways, like not saying what we truly want for dinner, and in big ways by not pursuing the kind of life or the kind of goals or the kind of accomplishments that we want to have, and everything in between. This week, I really invite you to look at all of the ways that you tend to ignore yourself, whether it's little, whether it's big, whether it's in between. And I want you to take the time to notice the cost. It's very easy to see that if we ignore our bodies, if we ignore when we're hungry, if we ignore when we need to move, if we ignore when we need to sleep, if we ignore when we need to go to the bathroom, there are consequences. There are things that naturally follow from us ignoring our body's needs. And those are very easy to see. They're very easy to understand because they're so physical. But there are also tremendous costs to ignoring how we're feeling, to ignoring who we feel we are meant to be, to pursuing our dreams, our passions, the accomplishments that are on our heart. There are very real consequences there as well. And we can very easily get to a place where we suppress our emotions, we suppress our desires, we suppress our wants and our needs. We make ourselves as small as possible until a critical moment when something just, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, right? The camel can carry a great load, but there comes a point when you can't shove any more down, when there's an explosion over something that's probably very minor, and it just all becomes too much. And that is life showing you that there's some redirection, there's some recorrection. You've been ignoring, as Oprah Winfrey would say, the owner's manual that your creator gave you. And when you ignore that, of course, there are going to be consequences. Of course, there is going to be a critical tipping point where you are forced to look at it. And it doesn't have to get that bad. And hopefully it doesn't. And maybe this week is an opportunity for you to look at where in your life you have been ignoring yourself and how you can lean into, listen to, and tend to yourself, your needs, your desires, your goals, the things on your heart a little bit more. Just as it has been a practice to ignore ourselves, it will be a practice to reconnect to yourself, to give yourself the attention that you deserve, to honor your feelings, to honor your desires, to honor your needs. I love this analogy that Oprah Winfrey has given us, that this is part of your owner's manual. This is part of what you're here to do, what you're here to contribute, how you are here to live, how you are here to shine your light, the things that are part of your work and part of who you are meant to become. So while this week can feel heavy, I don't intend it to be, because as you look at these things that you have been ignoring in your life, as you correct them, I hope that what you find is an experience of lightness, of an experience of allowing yourself of the freedom to be you, that you're not denying yourself on repeat, that you're not suppressing your emotions or who you are or what you want to do, that you are allowing yourself to be you, want what you want, need what you need, and be who you are called to be. This is going to be a great week, and I have great things in store for you. I will be in your email tomorrow with a personal story from me. And then, of course, I'll see you back here on the podcast on Wednesday. Until then, I totally love you. Bye for now.